Hi everyone. In my review for the Skeletal CX, I realised I was making a lot of comparisons to my Leatherman Wave, so it kind of makes sense that next I should be doing a review for that. Here we go. The weigh-in. With pouch, 270 grams, 9.4 ounces. Without the pouch, 8.5 ounces, or 242 grams. Before I start getting into the features of the Wave, I just want to talk a little bit about the Charge, which is like the next model up from the Wave. It's essentially the same thing as the Wave. It has exactly the same tool set. It's slightly heavier, slightly bulkier. It has external scales, and the steel that the main blade is made from is slightly harder. This is the main blade here. On the Wave, it's made from 420 HC. On the Charge AL and ALX, it's made from 154 CM, which is the same steel that the blade on the Skeletal is made from. And the Charge TTI has S30V for the steel that the blade is made from. Now the main differences there is that they say that the 154 CM holds its edge for up to 3 times longer than the 420 HC, and the S30V can hold its edge for up to 6 times longer than the 420 HC. So, you know, that's the only real difference between these, and apart from obviously the Charge AL has plastic scales and the Charge TTI has the titanium scales, but I don't think that's worth it. So, point being is that if you want to spend a lot of money for slightly harder steel, you can do, but the Wave is definitely good enough. Personally, I don't think it's worth paying twice as much money for the Wave as for the TTI. The steel's plenty fine for me. But, depending on what you're going to use it for, that's certainly something to consider anyway. So the features, well, we have a very, very nice, very sharp main blade here, and it locks in very securely. In fact, this is one of the features that I really like about this latest revision of the Leatherman, is that every single tool locks. Even the smallest screwdrivers. It's absolutely brilliant design. Nice and solid, not too much movement. Very sharp edge. We'll be testing that later on. And on the other side, we have a saw, which again locks in. You may have heard the click. It's a great saw, very, very sharp, and the carbon steel is absolutely fantastic for using for striking. Use the back for striking with a fire steel, and you get a lot of sparks off it. It's brilliant for that. On the other side, we have another main blade with serrations this time, and again, it's very sharp. But the beauty of serrations is that even once it starts to get blunt, you'll still be able to use it for cutting. And then on the other side to that, we have a file. On one side, it's a very sort of rough, coarse file, and on the other side, it's a very fine, diamond dust coated file. Lots of uses for that. So inside, obviously because it's a multi-tool, we have the pliers and the wire cutters. Like the Skeletal, we have 2 different kinds of wire cutters. We have at the bottom cutters designed for cutting hard wire, and at the top thinner cutters for cutting soft wire. And again, they recommend that you don't cut hard wire using the soft wire cutters because you will damage them. They're not sharp enough or strong enough for that. Don't know if you can see, but along the inside of the handle we have a ruler in inches and centimeters, and when you stretch it out, it's still very stiff, this one. Put it together, it will make a nice long ruler. The grip is very, very comfortable. It's all smoothed around the edge, so it doesn't dig into your hand at all. No real hot spots that I can tell. Obviously, I'll demonstrate cutting with it in a bit. But certainly compared to other multi-tools that I've had in the past, I've had a SOG power pliers, which was one of the most uncomfortable multi-tools I've ever used in my life. It had very sharp straight edge, and that just really dug into the palm of your hand, and it was almost unusable. You know, it was a great multi-tool apart from that, but you know, when the main component of a multi-tool is the pliers and the cutters, and you can't get a good grip to use them, then it's effectively useless. So let's take a look at what we have on the inside. First of all, excuse me, we have scissors. Again, you hear the little click, locks in, very solid. And these are nice big scissors, very useful. There's a nice little thumb bar on here, so they're going to be nice and comfortable to use. You know, very effective scissors, well worthwhile that. To get them in, we push down on this little thumb bar here just to release the lock, and we just close them and push them back in. Next up, we have a jeweler's or a precision screwdriver. Again, you hear the click, very solid. Now, at the end here we have a Phillips head screwdriver. We can just pull it out, switch it over, very small hole. See if I can get that back in. There we go. And back in to give us a flat head. Okay. Now if you wear eyeglasses or for watch repair or something like that, this would be very useful. Also, be good for puncturing holes in leather as an oil or something like that. Okay, so release the lock, close it back. And the last tool we have on this side is a large flathead screwdriver. Again, here the lock, no movement there at all, nice and solid. Good, effective screwdriver. Release the lock, close it. On the other side, we have screwdriver. Again, hear the click, locks in. I love that feature. This new revision of the Leatherman is actually brilliant design. Okay, it's a removable bit driver, like the skeletal. Just pull it out, swap it over for a flathead. Hear the click there. Again, it comes with a spare square head bit. If you think you're going to be using that more often, then you can swap it over or just carry it with you if you like. Also, they actually make a kit of bits, removable bits that fits in the Wave. So I think they make them for the others as well, the skeletal, etc. So if you're actually planning on using it primarily as a screwdriver, or you think you'll be doing a lot of screwing, as it were, then it certainly might be worth buying that kit. It's not very expensive, I don't think. Okay, so we'll just release the lock. Alright, the last tool we have is a can opener, bottle opener. It has a little nail hole here for you to pull it out. You slide it out. Clicks in again, which is actually going to be very handy for opening cans. It's the same design as the classic Swiss Army knife, and I've used those in the past and had problems sometimes with them moving while you're trying to open the can. It can be a bit of a pain in the ass. So yeah, having that lock in is going to be brilliant. It's very sharp, so good for puncturing cans. And classic bottle opener design as well. There's actually like a little V cut out, so you can see here, which has a little bit of an edge to it, so you can actually use it for cutting cord, I guess, or something similar. I'm not quite sure what they have that design for. Maybe as a wire stripper or something, but extra little feature in there which I never really noticed until now.